Good afternoon. This is Bodger 1234 with Airwolf Incorporated, the game Eve Online. And today I'm going to be talking about mining ships and mining when you go past using mostly ventures. This would be, although I don't want to say T2, but we're talking about what is the next step after, maxing out your venture and all the monies you can make with a venture. What more can you do? I would like to say that I am in a wormhole today. I do live in a wormhole most of the time. I'm not going to give any more information about the wormhole, but this is some of the information that I've got. The first thing I want to talk about are mining barges. The Venture is a mining frigate, and the next step up in mining is the mining barge. There's also Tech 2 mining frigates. I will show them to you. I've got one of them here that I can show you. There's another one out there too. I don't think I have one available, but I do have a T2 mining frigate. Well, let's talk about mining barges. There's three different types of mining barges. There is the Retriever. Okay, in this particular one, it's stripped down. It is a very interesting ship, and I actually recommend that as your second ship, because in my previous video on teaching you how to mine in a safe area, I taught you how to do jet can mining, which is really awesome, allowing you to maximize the mining potential of your venture. It's really not ideal because people can come by and take your ore at any time and there's nothing you can really do to stop them. But on the other hand, a Retriever has a very large mining hold. Of the mining barges, it has a very significantly larger mining hold to any of the other mining barges, and certainly of the Venture. I think in the vanilla Retriever here, the mining hold capacity is 27,500 cubic meters, which means you can mine quite a bit. But I also keep in mind that when you get your Retriever, let me get that info up again. Okay, sorry, that's traits description here. There you go. Mining barge. Then we want the requirements. I apologize. Yeah. The mining barge here, skill at operating mining barges. It doesn't tell you it, but the higher your mining barge level, the more ore your mining hold will carry. So keep that in mind. Certainly have mining barge up to level 3. It will help you out in your mining hold, which is very good. But even if you don't, just the vanilla one alone has 27,500 cubic meters, which means you can mine for a long period of time, drive home to the base, dump it, come back out and mine more. It's more efficient for your time, so you can mine more efficiently. Now, the Retriever, as good as it is in that regard, is a weak contender when it comes to defense. There is only 2 mid slots, 3 low slots, sure, but only 2 mid slots, which means you really can't do a lot to help improve your hit points. Now, the vanilla one here has 19,000 hit points. Effective hit points is what they call it, EHP. But you need probably more. So there's different ways you could fit it, but I would consider this as a very good ship. Up until I started using my Orca and Hulks and stuff like that, I still probably have 8 or 10 Retrievers across the universe, because in various places, I need that special stuff over there, so I'll go out there and mine it in that area, using jump clones. The only issue there is I would not take this Retriever down into low sec or null sec, because it is relatively easy to pop. Certainly not alone. If I were in a fleet, yes, I would consider it, because the fleet commander has a plan to keep you safe. But all by yourself, no. Another mining barge that you could certainly use, which is probably your next best, is a procurer. Sorry, I don't pronounce it correctly. Oops, I got to spell it. I get it in the right place. I hate this about that screen. Yeah, mining barge here. So simulate ship. This is the empty one. It doesn't have as many empty slots, but it does have more CPU and power grid than the Retriever, so you can put some bigger modules on it. It has, just by vanilla alone, has 33,000 effective hit points. It's designed to be tankier. If I were going to go down into low sec, and I do this from time to time, I would fit out my Procurer um, and go mine Jaspet or Kernite or whatever in Evidold. And I would do this all the time. I would carry hobgoblins to help defend myself, because it does have, well, it's not going to show me here. Let's go bring it up in info, attributes, drone capacity, 100 cubic meters, which means I can have 10 small drones or 5 big medium drones. And so I would put I put 5 hobgoblins in and maybe 5 mining drones. But mining drones are optional. You would use the hobgoblins to defend yourself against rats, not against players. They're not going to do much against a real player. You have to still protect yourself. Be ready, always be aligned and ready to go. I used to be in Ebidol a lot in my Procurer, and on several occasions, a Tengu popped up within 20,000 of me. I was aligned and was able to get out probably by the skin of my teeth, because a Tengu is fast, it's cloaky, and it was 20 kilometers from me before I even knew it was there because it was cloaky. But I was able to get away. But that's not always the case. I've been popped by Tengus on many occasions in low sec. You have to be careful. But the Procurer is your much better mining barge if you're worried about security. So I would consider, if you're going to go low sec and by yourself, get a Procurer. So another mining barge is Covenant. Let me just, there it is. I'm going to put that in. Also has 2 empty mid slots, but notice that the EHP is 14,000. So the Retriever has 19,000, the Procurer 33,000, and the Covenant 14. So it is the weakest of the 3. Let's go over the advantages. The Retriever, it has a huge mining hold. The Procurer has a decent mining hold. I think the Procurer has a 19,000 cubic meter mining hold. But the Covenant, let's go over them again. I apologize. I should have had that all up on the screen. The Covenant's mining hold, let's see if it lists it here. Yeah, has 9,000. So it's the smallest of all of them. Okay. But the Covenant is the fastest of the mining barges for mining. It'll give you the bonuses and stuff you need to mine the quickest. Let's go back to the Procurer. And its mining hold is 16,000, which is very good. It's about half what the Retriever is, but, considerably larger than the Covenant. Its reason for existence is security. You have a better chance of survivability. That's why that's there. Then we go back again to the Retriever. And it is got the largest mining hold, 27,500. It's just awesome. Okay. So after the venture, what do you want to do? I can give you 2 good strategies. With a 3rd good strategy, it's up to you what you want to do. I personally would go with Retriever because it has a large hold. What I would always say in high security, high-sec systems in a system that's not likely to get you ganked. Because you can sit there and mine and make money left and right. The alternative, you could do the same thing in a coveter. You have a small mining hold, so you fill up quick. But if you're in a safe system, all you have to do then is jet can with a coveter. I think, if I remember correctly, when I was doing that, I used the coveter, and because the coveter mines very, very fast, I would get 3 jet cans filled before I went back for my miasmos. It was risky. Sometimes I would lose because it's right there. Remember, a jet can last about an hour. And by the time I filled that third jet can up, it was very close to the hour. So if I went there quickly and got my miasmos, I could retrieve all 3 of those jet cans quickly. But sometimes I would lose the oldest of the jet cans. So it's a little hit or miss how you want to do that. You could certainly do 2 jet cans with the coveter, but you would only do that in a high security environment. If you went with a procurer, you could go to less secure areas like low sec, but you got to be prepared. You will lose them. Like I said, Tengus popped up on me at 20 kilometers, and they could target me, and if I wasn't already aligned, I probably would have been killed. So keep that in mind. It's not perfect. It's better. And if you're still a little wary or nervous, you could just use the procurer, procurer with a jet can. That's doable as well. But the retriever is better for raw storage and AFK mining more or less. Coveter will give you the fastest mining out there. The Coveter is also the perfect mining barge for using in a mining fleet if you have a porpoise or orca. It's just the best. It's the fastest mining ship out there. Even though you have a small ore hold, you can then start filling up the fleet hangar of your orca, and you'll mine so much quicker. And it's really great for fleet mining. So if you plan to do a lot of fleet mining, Coveter is your first choice. So that's all I want to say about mining barges. I'm going to talk about exhumers as well. It's not really as important because I don't expect you to get to the point where you're going to be able to use them. The 3 types of mining exhumers are the Hulk, the Mackinac, and the Skiff, and they're awesome ships. The standard mining barge will cost you about 50 million ISK. The standard exhumer will cost you 250 to, I'd say 300. You probably just assume 300 million. So they are significantly more expensive than a mining barge. So until you're in a much more advantageous mining position, I would not go with the exhumers. But I am going to talk about them now. The mining exhumers are analogous to the mining barges. The Hulk is essentially equivalent to the Coveter. It is the fastest mining ship in EVE Online. Okay, small hold, but like the Coveter, it has a small hold, but it mines like the dickens. The Mackinac is almost the same as the Retriever. It has a larger hold than a Retriever, but it mines about the same speed. Has some other attributes that you may be interested in. And then the Skiff is analogous to the Procurer. And a Skiff is like, it's just awesome. Let's actually simulate that ship and do a show info. Notice they all look roughly the same. His attributes here. Oh yeah, we go look at this here. We can get the EHP for the Skiff is 39,000, where it's 34,000 for the Procurer. So it is stronger than the Procurer. His mining hold is twice that of the Procurer, but it really is well designed. It has 4 mid slots, so you can put a shield extenders or shield, well, probably not shield boosters, but you could definitely strengthen yourself up considerably. So it's designed to be in a more hostile environment. So they are analogous, like I said, to the mining barges. So learn your mining barges, and you're also learning your exhumers. Don't graduate to the exhumer until you actually are flush with cash, because like I said, they're probably going to cost you 300 million, give or take. Now, here it's saying my skiff estimated value is 199. I wouldn't be able to get one for 199 if I tried. I know the minimum, if I work really hard, was probably 250. But you're probably going to expect 300. So ignore that cost right there. That's just not accurate. So there's one other type of mining ship that you want to probably know about, and that is the mining frigates. Okay, is it going to be here? Forgive me. I try and find it. Yeah. Okay, it's probably in the ore thing. So I'm just going to say prospect. My favorite is the prospect. Okay, I have one here actually. Let me show it to you. Prospect. There it is. Make active. Okay, it looks a lot like the Venture. Okay, I'm going to go put this away here. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Okay, I'm going to. This looks a lot like the Venture. Okay, it's a really cool ship. So, like, if I show you the fitting, now let's just do a real fit. So I've got this fit for wormhole, but you can put it in other scenarios. The huge advantage of the Prospect is I can put a covert ops cloaking device 2 in there. It is awesome because one of the big things about the covert ops cloaking device is I can warp away while cloaked. Okay, this is how you defend yourself when you're mining in a dangerous area. This is perfect for going down to null sec, low sec, wormhole, whatever, because when you're at a mining location, you're in danger, you immediately pop your cloak, you're invisible, they can no longer target you, you can warp away. You're in better condition than they will be. But you can't be AFK mining with this ship because, as you can see, it's a 33 million ISK ship, and most of that is because of the cost of the covert ops cloaking device. Plus, the requirements for getting there. Oh, that's the device. Let's do the. Okay, did it pop? I want to show the info on it. There it is. The requirements on that is significant. You need expedition frigates, but in order to do that, you have to have mining frigate 5. And since it's covert ops, you're going to have electronics upgrades 5, and you're going to have to be able to do the requirements on the covert ops cloaking device, which is cloaking 4. Okay, I have all these obviously, but it is just an awesome ship. Now the hold on this ship is equivalent roughly to a large Venture, because the Venture had 5,000. This is giving me 12,500. And the larger my expedition frigate skill, the mining hold should go up a little bit. So it's just plain awesome. So if I selected my prospect, which is right here, my mining hold, oh, it's still 12,500. Look, I still have some Jasper in there from my whatever I was last mining. So keep that in mind. So that's one of the mining frigates that may be of use. There is another type of mining frigate called, let me see if I can find this, expedition frigate. Here, the other one is Endurance. That's the name I couldn't remember. There you go. Simulated Endurance. Looks a lot like the Prospect and the Venture. Okay, requirements are still pretty high. It does not have the ability to use the covert ops cloak. It's one of the reasons why I don't use it as much, but it has got excellent skills for ice mining. So if you want to do ice mining in a frigate, which is great for, you know, more dangerous areas, or if you're just by your lonesome, it it has a lot of ice harvesting skills to give you and bonuses and what have you. It does have Expedition Frigates 1 and all the related stuff necessary for doing that. But you could put the improved cloaking device on this, but you can't put the covert ops cloaking device in here. Still an awesome ship. Okay, well that's just level 2 of mining. Hope that has informed you a little bit. This is Bodger 1234 of Airwolf Incorporated in the game EVE Online. Have a nice day.